What is up, guys? My name is Kevin. Welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to show you how to create your own 3D models. This way you can create your own STL files and drag them into Cura and slice your own G-code files. This is a really cool way. Instead of always having to go to Thingiverse or wherever you get your files from, and search for design, you can actually start designing your own models, which is really cool. I am by no means a professional at doing this, but I've got the basics down for the most part, and I've designed a few pretty cool things. GoPro models basically is what I've designed the most of so far. But anyways, there's two programs to do this. Well, there's more than two, but there's two that are extremely popular and free to use, and those are the ones that I'm going to be going over. So Tinkercad is the first one. It's 100% free. It's browser based, so you don't have to download a program, and it's pretty straightforward to use. We'll take a look at that one first. And then Fusion 360 is a more in-depth, more complex tool or program. It's also free to use for the as long as you're not using it for commercial use. It's free to download, and we'll take a look at that. That one's more in depth. There's a vast array too of help tutorials on these two programs online too. So once you get the basics down and the fundamentals, which hopefully I'll show you here today, then you'll be able to search out any other problems or things you're trying to do within the program. So let's jump over to the computer and we'll get started. All right, so the first program we're going to take a look at is Tinkercad. Tinkercad is a free web-based 3D modeling application, I guess. You don't have to download anything. You literally just do it through the internet. It's quite nice. I'm showing you Tinkercad first because this is a little more user-friendly and it teaches you the basics, I guess. I played with this for probably 30 minutes and then jumped into Fusion 360. That was just my preference. I've seen some extremely in-depth and very nice models created with Tinkercad. There's a huge community based around Tinkercad on how to create stuff. Yeah, there's quite a bit of that. So anyways, yours is going to look a little different. Probably you need to create an account. I believe if I just go to tinkercad.com, since I'm already logged in, it forces me to my dashboard. But make an account. It's completely free. Autodesk is the same company that makes Fusion 360 as well too. So once you make an account here, you'll be able to use it for Fusion 360 as well too. So after you create an account and you get logged in, again, this will all be linked in the description, tinkercad.com though. We go to create new design. I believe it's going to take you through a tutorial. If I remember correctly, it'll show you the basic fundamentals. But anyways, we're going to go create new design. And then this is our design space or workspace or work plane, whatever they call it here. The way you move and spin around this thing is so you right click, you hold your right click, and this rotates your view like this. Okay, if you use your scroll wheel, that scrolls in and out, and if you hold your scroll wheel and then move your mouse, that's how you move around. You can also use this cube up here. It shows you the left view. You can rotate the front view if I want the corner view or the top corner view. And then you can click home if you get lost in your view and you're trying to recenter. You can use these to zoom in and out. It's whatever you prefer. This is where we name our file. So we're going to go test file. Let's call it test file. I believe that's how you can. Oh, that's pasting something in there. So let's create like a placard with our name on it. This is a very basic thing. So we drag. They have these pre-made shapes over here that you can grab, edit, and modify. So you can do whatever you want with these shapes, but we're just going to start with a basic box here, and I'm going to zoom in a little bit. And then you can take the box, and if you mouse over the corners, it shows you the dimensions. These are all in millimeters, by the way. So if we click on that, click on one of the corners, we can then click on the text and edit the text. So I can make this 30 by 30, and if you just hit tab, it edits to the next one. Same thing with your extrusion. This is called your extrusion, your height basically. We can change that like that too. So we're gonna make this a placard. So we're gonna make this, let's if you want to follow along with me, and then yeah, we can make your own, everybody can make their own placard, and then we'll move on to Fusion 360. I just want to show you the basics of this. Again, it's all pretty laid out. If you have a little bit of computer knowledge or computer skills, you should be able to figure most of this stuff out. Again, I picked these two programs as well too, Fusion Tinkercad and Fusion 360, because there is massive communities built around these programs. There's lots of video tutorials, so as soon as you figure out the basics and you're a little bit comfortable navigating the program, you can look up there's thousands of guides to do whatever you want to do. But anyways, we're gonna make our square that we drug out 3 millimeters tall, And then I'm just going to drag it out to, I don't know, we'll say 100 millimeters like that. Okay. And I believe there's a way to snap center this. Maybe I don't know. I'll just put it. Again, I'm not very versed in Tinkercad, but I know the basics. All right, so we got our plane, or whatever you want to call it, the back part of it. So now we're going to grab our text. We're going to drag our text, and we're going to put it right on here. And there is ways to snap. Maybe it did snap center. It looks like it did, maybe. I don't know if it did or not. You should be able to move it around. But anyways, we're going to call this, I'm going to make this my name. You can make this your kid's name, whatever you want to do. Oh, so that worked out perfect at 100 millimeters. We're going to change the color of this text so it's easier to see. And then you can change the height of the text, again, which is called your extrusion. I would remember it called as extrusion. So that's how far you want it to stick out. You can change the bevels of the edges. That kind of just makes it a little different. That's kind of cool. I don't know what this does. Oh, more beveling the edges, it looks like. That's kind of cool. It makes the edges rolled there, whatever that's called. Anyways, you can change. We want it to be a solid. We've already got the color set. Hopefully my webcam isn't blocking anything. I didn't think about that. But you can click on this. It's not really centered. Let's see. Let's take the top view. We're hanging over a little bit. It needs to go over here. So there's better ways of measuring this. I don't know how to do this in this program, but yeah, we're going to shorten this a little bit. We're going to take the height and move it down so it doesn't stick up that far. So our placard or our back was 3, and we made this one. We'll make that 6, so it's 6 out double. So that's done. Yeah, that looks good to me. That's all I was trying to show you how to do. Make a placard with our name. You click on export up here at the very top. It's going to ask you what type of file you want to make for 3D printing. STL. It's going to automatically prepare and export. It's going to download it, and then boom, click once it's done downloading, click show in folder. We have it right here, test file. Let me minimize this. We'll open up Cura. Cura's going to take a moment to upload, or to open, excuse me. We'll jump into yeah, I'm just showing you. I guess most of you know how to drag and drop a file into Cura, but I was just going to open it up and show you. So this is our 3D file we just printed, or we just made in Tinkercad. It's literally that easy. And you can do this with any shape, any design. It's literally as creative as you want to get. Like I said, I've seen some extremely in-depth designs and things made with Tinkercad. Just how long you want to spend designing it. So Cura's done opening. Go to our downloads, and we have our very own test file that we made right here. It says Kevin. We can scale it if we want to, make it a little bit bigger. Let's say 130%. Cool, looks good. And yeah, click slice. Let's see how long it takes to make. Boom, 4.5 hours, done ski. I like it, man. So anyways, we're done with this. We're going to close that. We're going to close the web-based browser, and we're going to go to Fusion 360. Well, I already have it downloaded, but I will go to the website with you. So it's Fusion, ION 360.com, I think. I don't know actually what the heck it's called. It might be Autodesk.com. Nope, so let's just Google. I'll put this in the... I'll put the link in the description below. It's Autodesk.com. And then Fusion 360. So, we don't want any pop-ups from you. So right here it says $4.99 a year. You don't have to pay this. This is completely free to use, as long as you're not using it for commercial use. I have it for free. I didn't pay anything for it. Where is the option? Products, AutoCAD. Oh, I guess it's not AutoCAD. It's Fusion 360, but it's a CAD program. Sorry, that confused me. Am I blind? Does anybody see? Oh, Fusion 360 right there. So this is free to use. maybe just download the free trial, and then say you're, you'll see when I open up mine. Yeah, it's free to use, guys. I don't log into your account. Maybe it's just trying to get me to upgrade or something for some reason. But anyways, this is free. Download the free trial, and then we'll set it up as a non-commercial. So once it's open, oh, it's wanting me to sign in. Fusion 360. I don't know why it logged me out. Maybe because I haven't used it in a while. Anyways, booting up. Smoke break 1 second. Alright, so this program does take a while to boot up, as you can see here. But yeah, we're in it. It's kind of the same. It is the same layout. So you have your home wheel, all your little tools up here. Sorry if it's smoky in the camera. I was just vaping. The move is not the exact same. So you have to. So if you hold down your mouse wheel, that allows you to drag it. But to spin it, you have to hold down Shift, and then. See, I'm already mixing the commands. So to spin your view, you have to hold Shift and then hold your mouse wheel, and that spins your view, and you can go back to the top here. Same navigation. There is a way. If I go into up here in the top right, you have to create an account, and again, it says non-commercial use up here. This is personal non-commercial use. I'm not paying for this, so like I said, it's free. Preferences. Go to preferences. And you can change it to default orbit type. Free orbit, constrained orbit. So right here, pan, zoom, orbit shortcuts. So you can change this to be the exact same as Tinkercad or any of these other programs, SolidWorks. I've already gotten used to Fusion, so I'm going to keep it like that. But you can change your settings in here to make it move a different way, so if it feels easier for you. I would go in here to your preferences anyways and set this up. If I remember correctly, I had to come in here and change default modeling orientation Z up, if I remember correctly. Just check your settings against mine, and then make sure they look the same here under preferences, and then set your own type of how you want to orbit or move around here. The way I'm explaining it is set up like this: free orbit and Fusion. But anyways, copy these settings, because I could have swore there was something in here I had to set up and change. I could be wrong though. Anyways, I'm going to cancel all that. You might have to restart. Yeah, you might have to restart after you change your preferences. But anyways, we're in here in Fusion. There's multiple ways to get started to do this, so I'm going to show you up here in the Create tab. We're going to create, again, you have the exact same. This is exactly like Tinkercad. This has just got way more options and tools to it. So we're going to create a box. We'll do the exact same thing, and it's asking you what plane you want to create that box on. Okay, so I'm going to create it on the, would that be the Z plane? I'm not even sure. So you click what plane you want to create it on, and then you get to set your dimensions. So we'll go 30 by 30. And then it asks you how tall you want to make it. So we'll make it 30 by 30, make a perfect square. You click OK. See, I'm already trying to use the, Tinkercad controls. And yeah, because I haven't used Fusion in a while. I've been busy making videos and doing other stuff. So anyways, here's our box. And then after you have your box in here, you can modify any wall you want. So you click on it and you hit E, which is extrude, and you can drag it this way. Okay, and you can yeah, you can do that for any corner of the box. Extrude any way, which way you want. And then let's see here. What can we make? I'm trying to think. I didn't really think this through before I jumped in here. We'll make a box. So we've got a 30 by 30 box. We've already made that. We want to shell this out, so we can click on the shell command, and it's going to ask us up here. There's more. These are your modify tools right here. So I clicked on modify and then shell command, and then it's going to ask us. I clicked on the very top of the box, and it's going to ask us how far we want to shell this. So do we want it to, our walls to be 5 millimeters, 10 millimeters, or how do we want it to do it? Okay, so we'll make it 5 millimeters inside, and then we can take we have a perfect box. If we wanted to punch this out, we can click on the bottom of the box here and then click E, and you see our arrow here, drag it through and it punches that hole out. And you can click cut, join, insert, or make a new body. We want to cut this. That's the operation we're doing right here. And then boom, it cut it all the way through. Okay. Yeah, I'm probably not doing a very good job. I'm just trying to show you the basics. So another thing that's cool in here that I'm sure has in Tinkercad, but I don't know how to use it, is the inspect tool, the measurements, and then it allows you to select. So if you were designing something, it's got to be perfect. So normally what you do if you want to make something, like I made a GoPro mount, I took my calipers and I sat here and measured with, took the GoPro and the calipers and measured all dimensions, and then made a box that fit it basically. I'll show you that drawing in a second here, but you can inspect. So if you forgot how wide or how thick this wall was, you can click on that line and click on this line and it shows you it was 5 millimeters. So then you can adjust other things to do that. You go to inspect, measure, and that allows you to measure. If you ever get turned upside down, it happens to me quite a bit. You'll get in some crazy view here where you're upside down. You just click on the home thing up here in your top right hand corner and that flips you up. So what else can we do with this block? Let's we can extrude it out. And another thing you can do too, yes, we extruded that side out. Your bodies are made right here. So bodies are basically each design you've made right here. Up in this top left, make sure my camera's not blocking that. So if I click on under bodies right here, these are basically your layers if you're thinking of in terms of Photoshop. So click on the bodies here, and then we can click on this entire body. And if we click M, which is the move key, there's shortcuts in the drop down as well too, but M is a pretty standard one you want to memorize, M. And then we can create copy. You click that little checkbox there, and whatever way we drag this, it duplicates that image. Okay. So now we have 2 of these boxes. We will go to the top view. I don't even know what I'm making here. Say we wanted to join them together. So I'm going to create another box, and it's going to ask me what plane I want to put it on. I'm going to put it right here, and I'm just going to make it wide enough to fit these 2, and then however tall these are. So I don't remember how tall these were. I can already tell that I went too tall. So what I like to do with things like this is measure. I would measure from here to here, and it says it's kind of hard to see the text in there. It says it in there, and then it also says it right here on the right hand side. So 30 millimeters. So now I can measure, click inspect, measure this thing that I just made from that side to that side. It's 33. So now I can click on the end of it right here, the very end, click E for extrude, and I know I need to minimize or remove 3 millimeters, and that's going to be the exact same size. So now say if I want to make this block that we just made flush to the bottom of this, right? If you can tell too, when I go to click on it, it's not clicking on the entire block, it's clicking on just that wall. So I can move just that wall, or I can click on this wall and move to just this wall. Okay, but say we want to align these with that block, so I would click on up here on the bodies on the top left. If you want to get if you're doing this with a big project too and you want to start being more organized, so we would name this left, right? And we want to name this one the right body, right? And we call this whatever the heck piece I'm making here bottom. And that way you're a little more organized, and you can create new folders and get really organized with this. But anyways, we're gonna have our bottom. So if I want to select this bottom, click modify, align, and then it allows me to select exactly what I want to align. So let's say I want to align this corner with that corner. It asks if that's right. Did that look right? I've got it completely flush to the bottom. I can either click cancel or OK. But so let's make it OK. So let's say if I wanted it to be flat to the bottom, I'd go back to modify, align. It allows me to select any corner again. Let's say I want to select, and if you notice the way it's facing, it's flat there. I can click this center there and this center here, and it hides it in there. That's not what we wanted though. Let's go back, modify, align. We want this corner, and that's kind of hard to see. Let's see if I turn this corner off, you can see it better. And that corner, turn it back on. Now it aligned it perfectly. Boom, click OK. You can see it's overhung in there, it's overhanging in that one. That does not matter. I don't know what I'm even making here, but yeah, I was trying to think of something I can make. I don't know what I'm making here. Let's see what some other examples of things to build. So yeah, this is some weird box. What else can we do with this box? We can, let's say we wanted to cut through this. So you can use the boxes to cut through stuff. So it's going to ask you what plane. So click on create, click box, and it's asking you what plane you want to create it on. This is always a pain for me. I'm sure there's a harder way to, or a better way to do it, but if you can see, I'm trying to get it so it's flat on the same plane that we're working on. So let's say we're going to create it something like this, bring it up to that. I'm going to show you like some cut features, I guess. So this is a random body. So we're going to take this one, click M. If you click M, I'll show you how to do that. So we take our new design, click on body 4, whichever one it is. You mouse over and they highlight, you can tell which ones to click on. So click on M, or excuse me, click on body 4, click on M, click move, and then you can drag this around wherever you want freely. If you just use these arrows, it only moves it on that plane, right? If that makes sense. We're only moving on the plane that you're touching at that time. We're going to cancel that real quick though. Spin our view back around. Click on body 4, click move, and we're going to rotate this. Let's say we want to make it 45 degrees. All right. And then we want to, yeah, we want it to rotate 45 degrees. Click on it again, click M. I could have stayed doing this, but it straightens out the controls. And then I'm going to put it, let's say we're going to cut this off. So we put it up there. And let's say if I wanted to join these two, I can click on the end right here, or this whole thing. Click E, extrude, drag it all the way through. And then it's going to ask me what you want to do. Do you want to cut it? Do you want to join it? Do you want a new body? What do you want to do? So I'm going to click join. And now that it's joined, we can click, let's see here. Oh, it did join them all together. So if you can see here, because I put it on top of that other one, it combined every one of our pieces together under one body now. So now I believe if we come here, what happens if we delete that? So it deleted everything that wasn't touching on that part because we joined those all together. Let's see if I delete that one. Okay, see if I delete that one. Now we got some kind of weird looking drawing here that I don't know what this is for, but yeah. So we can extrude this side. So say if you wanted to bring this out, we click on this face, click E, extrude it up. Or we can cut it through this all the way down there and click the cut feature and then cut. Don't know what we'd do that for or why we'd be doing that, but I'm just showing you some of the features in here. Yeah, I don't think I did a very good job explaining this. I should have probably got a project or some kind of presentation to show you guys, or we should have created something together. But hopefully this showed you the basics. Let's see if I'll show you the GoPro mount. Let's see which folder is it in. I believe it's in this one. Just show you some more designs that I've done. I don't know all the quick commands. Yeah, all the super quick commands and everything, so I'm sure you could get better with it. But yeah, this is a design that I made for a GoPro mount, and yeah, it took me a long time, but it was fairly basic after I learned the fundamentals. As you can see, I just started with a box that was the same dimension of the GoPro, and I just kept cutting it out and kept cutting it out. And yeah, I guess I should show you how to do the sketching as well too. So we're going to go back. If you can see up here on the top too, it just created a new tab so we can have multiple things open at a time. So we're going to go back here. Actually, we'll just go create a new one. So there's a new tab right here, new design. Sorry about the jump cut there. Had camera battery die. Still don't have a hardwired power solution for the camera, but that's coming soon. I got a bunch of new video recording upgrades coming for the channel. So I was going to show you how to create a sketch. The way I've been showing you this is three-dimensional drawing or modeling, whatever you want to call it. So two-dimensional drawing is like, for example, how I created the base of that GoPro mount I showed you. So we click up here on Create and click Create Sketch, and then ask you what plane it wants you to create this on. We want to create it on the flat. I don't know how you reference the proper way to say that. We want to click on the flat one though, and that snaps us to the top view. If it didn't click to the top view, go ahead and click it up here on the right hand or the top right of the cube. And let's model something. So I grabbed my calipers. We'll just make this, say I wanted to make a copy of this, of my e-cigarette here. So we would get the measurements. It is, how long is this thing? So this thing, let's say it's 81 by, 81 by 37. 81 by 37. My settings on over there. Yeah, okay. So we click Create Line. And then you can start this. You can start wherever you want. We're gonna go. You can drag it out to exactly where you want, or you can just type 87. What did I say? 87 by 31. Click Enter, and that makes our line. Create line from there. 37. And you can hit L for the hotkey for line. That's normally what I do. I just keep going up here to show you where it is. So we click L again. And then we just finish out this sketch, and then there is and we can delete this line. Click on that line, delete it, and you can leave. It's good to leave your measurements up just so you can memorize, or so you can see what your dimensions are. I end up deleting them just to clean stuff up pretty regularly though. So there is the shape of that, and let's say we're gonna put the tip on there so we can model that up too. So actually we would add that. Well, we'll add it now, whatever. So I'm gonna just get close measurements. We'll say it's inset off the edge, 12 millimeters to the center of that. So I'm gonna create line, and then just from the edges right here, we're gonna measure down 12 millimeters, and I'm just using this as a reference point. That's where the center of this hole is, and we're gonna say it's 10 millimeters wide. So this was the center of my hole there, so I'm going to measure off the line. I'm going to go down 5, again, because that's the center. Create line off the center, up 5. And then we can delete these extra lines there. And then this is a 10 millimeter line offset off of, I already forgot what the measurement, how far I offset it off. And then I would just connect it to there. Boom. So now we have our e-cigarette model that I just made, and if we wanted to, let's just finish this, I guess, and I'll explain. So we click Finish Sketch, and this takes us to the back to the three-dimensional drawing space. So again, we could have just clicked Create Box, and it'll ask you what plane you want to create it on. We'll create it on the same one, and I could have just made it, you know, just like this. It's not the right measurements, and then however tall. I could have just made it just like that if I wanted to, but we made it in the sketches, and you can see up here in the top left, it breaks them down in the file structure under the bodies is what the three-dimensional ones, and then the sketch is under sketches. So under sketch we can click E for extrude. It's going to ask us, I don't know why that popped up. So we click on the sketch, click E for extrude. Why isn't it giving us the option to do so? Oh, there we go. Click on the top of it. It's gonna, yeah, I should have clicked on what side I want to extrude. And then let's say this thing is, how thick is it? It is 17.5. 17.5. So there is an accurate, oh, I didn't take the tip with it, but there's an accurate representation of how I modeled something basically. I took my calipers and I measured out the dimensions of that, and now that's the exact size of my e-cigarette. Another cool thing you can do too is in the three-dimensional, so under modify you can do different things with the edges of stuff. So let's say I guess we can show you the shell. We already showed you the shell tool, didn't I? So if you click on an end, you click shell, it asks you how far you want it to shell. So we'll make this thing hollow with 2 millimeter walls, and then we can click It didn't go all the way through. So if we spin our view to the inside here and we click E on that into the bottom of that, I clicked on the inside of it, we can punch it out the bottom and then boom, it's a hollow shell. And then on our edges here, we can click an edge here and click on modify and click chamber or chamber, however you say that. And then it allows you to roll the edges, and it won't let you mess it up. See, it's giving us warnings, but it'll only let you go so far. But we can roll them like that. On this side, you don't have to click on it first. You can click the fillet tool is another good one. You click on fillet, however you say it, and then click on where you want to fill it, and it lets you roll the edges of something. Again, it's only letting us do it so far because it won't protrude past that. And then boom, we could do that all the way around this thing. So click on the edge, click F. I don't remember how much we did it. Click on the edge, click F. Sorry if there's background noise too. My son and his friend are playing. Click OK. And then boom, you've got a smooth round. You can kind of see how I started to make the GoPro mount. Oops. You can see how I created that. This is, I clicked on up here too, this grid right here. This allows you to build different file structures if you're working on a project. So I'd build one piece and then, you know, save it in here, and then I could bring it into, I believe you can just drag and drop, or do I have to be in that exact I think I have to be in that exact file structure. Anyways, we're not doing that. You can look into that later. But yeah, I think that's Fusion Team Air. Okay. Those are the basics so far. I hope I've explained this. I could have done this a lot better. I should have probably made a project for you to follow along with, kind of like how we made a name placker in Fusion 3 or in Tinkercad. But this is the basics of this, of Fusion 360. Now, if we want to export this, so let's turn this off. Let's see if we can fix. Can we fillet that? What do you want to call it? Nope. So how can we fix that? So another cool thing, I guess, is your timeline down here. I forgot to show you this. So on your timeline, you can go back to where I believe you can click on it, right click it, and then can we go roll history marker here or edit feature? Edit feature. And we can fix it, drag it back out, click cancel. Nope. That's where it is in the timeline. My camera's blocking it, huh? Let's see here, 1 second. And then unlock that. Sorry, 1 second. Camera wrap. There we go. So down here at the bottom in your timeline, it's showing you what you did throughout the timeline. If you click on the feature like this chamber, so say we wanted it to be matching like this side right there, right? So we would click on that feature, click, right click it, and then click, I believe you can click edit feature, drag it back out. No, okay, click on it, suppress feature, there you go, suppress feature, it turns it off. So if you didn't like how that was, you can turn that off, and then if we wanted to match the other side, so we'd click on that edge, click F or click the fillet tool, and then I think we did them all like 3 or 3.5. I didn't do them all exactly the same. But there's so many different tools in here that you can do with these things. So say if you wanted to add this body in here somehow, so we can click on the bodies that we already created, click M. Actually, we're not combining stuff right now. That's not what I'm trying to show you, I guess. Anyways, let's say this is done. Say we want whatever the heck this hollow thing is we made here, the e-cigarette that's hollowed out. So we're going to turn off that body, right? So we just have this thing showing in here. We can click the home view. That's our design. We completely made that. And now we want to export this and print it. We're done. Okay, so you have to save the file before you export it. So you click on File, click Save. It's going to ask you what you want to save it, Test, and it's going to ask you where you want to save it. This is it's a file structure. It doesn't really matter. You can save it under, I believe the default's going to be admin projects, which is totally fine. I just created a folder for all my GoPro stuff that I was messing around with. So you have to save it first, and then once it's saved, you're good to go. And then you can click File, you can click Export, and this is where you need to change this type of file right here. So you need to change the type of file to STL. the very bottom here, click STL. So scroll all the way down, STL files, and it's going to ask you where you want to save it at. I've already created on my computer, I have a file under Fusion 360 STL files. These are the things that I've already made. I keep it there. You can put it in your downloads wherever the heck you want it to. Click export, and this takes a while. This is web-based or cloud-based, the way that they're generating this. So the Tinkercad one exports really quick, but this takes a while. I'd say this probably takes not that long. I don't know. I'd say probably 2-3 minutes, something like that, to export. And yeah, it'll fully export out and then show up in wherever you saved it, and then you're good to go. Yeah, I guess that's it. That was the basics. I could have done a lot better job explaining Fusion 360. I should have made a project for you guys to follow along with or something like that. Sorry that wasn't better. If you have any questions at all, please ask them in the comments or join our Discord. I'd be more than happy to help you with this. Again, too, I picked Fusion 360 and Tinkercad because of the most, by far the most popular, most used applications for, you know, CAD software. You can find a gazillion tutorials online about them. So if I didn't explain something correctly, just, you know, search the term of what you're trying to figure out, you know, in Fusion 360, and it should come up with a guide. Yeah, I hope that was informative. Like I said, like the video, subscribe, hit the bell for more notifications. If you didn't like the video, hit the down or the thumbs down. Let me know what I should have done better. I'm still jumping into YouTube pretty heavy, and I'm still new, and I want to improve my content. So if there's something I can improve on, or if I can do a better job on, please let me know. Yeah, I welcome the constructive criticism. We've got a ton of upgrades coming to the channel. I've got or new stuff coming to the channel. I've got a bunch of new video recording equipment coming, new mics, soundproofing stuff, so the video quality will improve. I've got a stack of upgrades over there that I still need to put on the printer. I've got the EasyFlex build plate. I've got the Z-Stepper, like a crash protector thing. I've got the Raspberry Pi, which is going to be super sweet. I'm going to be doing that next probably. What else is over there? I've got the direct drive extruder, so a bunch of cool stuff coming. Yeah, I'll stop rambling now. Thanks again for checking out the video. You guys have a good day. Peace. See you next time.